Hey friends, I hope your week is off to a great start. Today we're going to be trying out Rick Martinez's recipe for BA's Best Hot Chocolate. So I woke up this morning and it was 11 degrees outside, so needless to say I didn't go out for my run and I have been snuggled up inside all day. And then looking at the weather ahead, there's a snowstorm coming, so I really need something kind of warm and comforting, and I'm hoping that this hot chocolate hits the spot. So is hot chocolate a hard recipe? No. Is it a high-risk recipe because of the cost of the ingredients? Absolutely. This cocoa breaks down to about $4 per cup, so I figured before you all try it and potentially not like it, I would give it a go and see if it's worth that cost versus an instant cocoa. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. Here in my medium saucepan, I've got some water coming up to a simmer, and I'm going to now add into it some Dutch processed cocoa powder. So we're blooming the cocoa here. If you don't have Dutch processed cocoa, you can absolutely use natural process. It just won't have as rich of a chocolatey flavor. So this is looking nice and lump-free. So now I'm going to pour in my whole milk and we'll bring this back up to a simmer. And since I've got milk in the pan, now I'm just over medium heat. I don't want to scald the milk. If you don't drink dairy milk, you could absolutely substitute this with coconut milk, soy milk, almond milk, whatever your flavor preference is. Now that our milk has come back up to the simmer, we can add in our chocolate. And this chocolate is what's really driving up the price of this hot chocolate. So whenever Bon Appetit recommends a specific brand, I try to buy it if I can find it. And this Scharffen Berger chocolate is just a little under $4 per bar. So that's $8 in chocolate alone, plus all of the other stuff. If you can't find this or you don't want to buy this, the Guittard semi-sweet chocolate that I always use is a little bit less expensive than this. You could also use Lindt, like a 70%, maybe a 65% cocoa would work well as well. There are just a few ingredients in this hot chocolate though, so you do want to use good quality. I wouldn't recommend Hershey's, so something that's a premium chocolate that you would really enjoy eating. So let's break this up and add it in. So the chocolate's expensive, but it's also a very nice looking bar of chocolate here. So nice insignia here, super dark, super snappy. Next, we're adding in our sweetener. This is demerara sugar, another ingredient that's a little bit hard to find and a little bit expensive. If you don't want to buy this or you can't find it, sugar in the raw would be a really great substitute here. So we'll just dump this in. With both the chocolate and the sugar added, we're going to cook this for just about 5 minutes to melt down that chocolate, get the sugar dissolved, and this mixture should thicken up and be really rich and luxurious looking. All right, so this is looking great. We are just about ready to enjoy it. Let's make some whipped cream. And hot chocolate really wouldn't be complete without a whipped cream topping. So here in a small bowl, I'm adding some heavy cream that's chilled, along with a little vanilla extract, which is optional, and then powdered sugar for sweetness. Then I'm going to mix this together using my electric hand mixer because I love it. However, you could certainly do this very easily with a hand whisk. And I think that's looking good. So kind of a little bit of a medium peak here. And to finish off these hot chocolates, I'm going to top with a couple dollops of our whipped cream, as well as a light dusting of more Dutch processed cocoa. In total, this hot chocolate came together in about 15 minutes, and this is the end result. So no big surprise, I didn't expect the process for this recipe to be very difficult. What I'm most interested in is how's the taste, and is it worth $4 compared to those instant packets of cocoa that are just a couple cents. So let's see how the hot chocolate tastes. Wow. It's very fudgy almost, I guess I would say. That Dutch processed cocoa is really coming through. It's an incredibly tasty cup of hot chocolate. I will give Rick that. This hot chocolate is very reminiscent of really good hot chocolates from bakeries I've had around the city. I'm thinking of City Bakery pre-pandemic. And it tasted very similar to this, where it's almost like a melted chocolate, but it's not overly sweet. You've got a really nice kind of texture of the milk here, where it's really velvety and smooth. Constantly whisking while we were simmering that milk really made a world of difference to altering the texture here. So beyond really liking the texture of this, it's not overly sweet. So I'm not a big fan of like hit you in the face sugar rush forward. And I generally find those instant cocoa packets are all sugar, no actual flavor. So since we used good quality Dutch processed cocoa, good quality chocolate bar, and just a little bit of sugar, it seems really well balanced. So I can't believe I'm saying it's worth it. But yes, this is worth it. So I would 100% recommend. By all means, swap that chocolate out for another good quality chocolate. Don't lock yourself into the Scharffen Berger. However, it's really tasty, and if you try it out, I hope you enjoy it. So really hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up and click subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.